If we divide the Malaysian stock market into three, big, mid, and small, the mid and small are struggling, but KLCI, which is the big, is actually rising.
Yeah.
So we have a K-shaped recovery where the top is doing well and then the middle and the bottom is not doing so well. A little bit like, our economy.
Exactly.
But in any case, too busy to find stock ideas? Check out Firo Pro to shortcut your research time and effort by 90%. Special 20% off link in the comments and description. Offer ends 30th of August. So here we have the KLCI. It breached 1,006 in July. Then, of course, there was the big dump in, relatively big dump in, that whole Japan yen carry trade thing. And then now it's at 1,635 as of this recording. It's been a while since I've seen a year-to-date increase of 12%. That's quite rare, actually. In fact, I think in my 10 years of investing, near 10 years of investing, I don't think I've ever seen that. So this is the first time.
Yeah, exactly. So this one, the KLCI index, they rebounded the strongest among just now what you mentioned, the mid and also the small cap index.
Yeah.
So this is the big cap index.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because there's a lot of foreign investors are actively buying.
This is such a refreshing sight, right? Because we are always used to foreigners selling.
Yes. And now I think it's also because they are seeing the ringgit strengthening, then politics stable, so that attracted them to come and buy. And why the KLCI index hits 52-week high is because they are actually buying a lot of these banking stocks.
That's right.
Yeah, so you can see that Maybank, Public Bank, CIMB, their shares are all up 3 to even 5%. And there's a lot of interest going around this financial service sector.
Yeah.
I think also it's because to do with ringgit.
Year to date, it's all 20-30%. I think it's ringgit, and then the second thing is people are rotating. So people who invest in mid and small caps, after the yen carry trade, they will be worried because of the volatility. So they want to de-risk, and then they go into the banks.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can see the difference between the big cap and the mid cap. This is the mid 70. They didn't rebound, surpass the previous height, unlike the KLCI index, which already went up quite high already. It's the same for small cap as well.
Year to date, they're doing better.
Yeah. Year to date, definitely they're doing better, about 21.14%. Small cap, this one is slightly worse. Actually, it's even worse than the mid cap. You can see that they haven't really recovered yet. Now, there's actually a few companies that announced their quarterly report. And even though they reported great earnings, right, the market didn't reward them in terms of share price appreciation. So you can see that Frontcan is down almost 10% after they reported. Actually, it was quite a good results. If you compare between quarter 2 2023 versus quarter 2 2024, it's up. Yeah, it's up. And even the preceding quarter is also up 10%. So it's an amazing quarter, but still the market was pretty, I think they overestimated Frontcan's potential. So right now they are kind of toned down a little bit. Not only Frontcan, but SP Setia, this one is another one. A lot of people saying that you cannot count land sales as part of your property development sales. Which is what they did. Unfortunately, they didn't break down what is exactly the number between sales from land and sales from their property. So that is the sad part. But then you can see that even though they tripled their profit compared to the preceding quarter, the share price dumped 18%, even close to 20%. That's a very sad thing to see. And the last one we have here is Notion VTech. This one is this one shouldn't come as a surprise.
But I think the run-up wasn't explained properly. We don't really know why it ran up so much. There was rumors. And so if the write-up is rumors, rumors can then bring it down as well. Or any sort of financial shake-up.
Exactly. I mean, when management and even analysts try to promise the heavens and everything, right? Anything can kind of boost the share price of the company. Exactly. And that's what's happening to Notion VTech. And now the market's finally realizing that, and they dump it for 37%.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a few companies that actually they mentioned that there's a bad outlook in the future. So two companies, Uchitech and Mi Technovation. Uchitech say that they anticipate a high single-digit decline in USD revenue, and Mi Tech say that the full recovery for semiconductor is unlikely to happen in 2024. And they also predicted that their second half of 2024 is going to be for profit is going to be lower than the first half.
That is quite refreshing, right? To see that management guide, basically things are going to be bad.
Yeah, they're being honest.
Yeah, which is a good sign to me, actually. Now,
Yeah.
it's not the buy or sell call for Me Technovation, but these are the little, you can say, qualitative parts about investing that is worth taking note.
Yes. Okay, so we have a few companies here that have not announced their quarterlies yet, but then their share price already start dumping. So you can see Genetech. This one, I think there's a lot of people it's wondering why their share price is down.
Yeah, it was
So
a darling, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was once a darling because of EV, electric vehicle, and then also rumors say that they got Tesla as their customer. Then they rallied like I think close to 8 times to 10 times their share price.
Yep. This 2020. I always remember the story because there was someone in i3 that made the comment, right? They're doing Tesla Germany, I think. So that if you did a research, you have known. But then now the share price have nearly half in the past 6 months.
Exactly. And then you also have Theta Edge. This one is obviously something to do with the government's contract. Inari also is down 7%. Probably this one is because in anticipation from the Me Technovation's business prospect, they say that, semicon is not going to recover. So Inari and also Unisem also reported like a drop in share price.
Yeah, so usually these are more insider news. Insiders operating because they know information beforehand. So there's a good chance that the quarterlies are not going to look so good or the expectations are not going to be met, rather.
Yes.
Like Frontcan. Frontcan wasn't a bad quarter. It just didn't meet the expectations.
Yep. Okay, so there's a few challenges ahead as well. You can see that the US is actively trying to impose more tariff on China. So right now they are being smart. They say that, if China have presence in Southeast Asia, we also need to impose some tariff in Southeast Asia companies. So Malaysia is not spared in this case. You can see that China solar firm has halted their output in Southeast Asia because of this US curb. Not only just solar, but the chip also. So the US side is trying to say that, if you are selling the US fully assembled chip to China, you cannot do that. If you do that, then we cannot do business. So there's a lot of like protectionism, just prevent of globalization from the US side. And this causes a lot of challenges ahead especially for Malaysia Semiconductor, because we are, we are categorized as a neutral stance in this trade war. Right now, when US trying to like impose all of this, right, it's going to be quite difficult. For business, especially for semiconductor.
Yeah, that probably explains why Me Technovation don't think 2024 is a good year.
Yeah. And we also have this conversation in FirePro actually. You can see that Rodney got say that why banks are actually investing more in banks instead of like other sectors is because they are up 20 to 40% already. So they say, I'm not going to risk it for another good year. So they're just going to call it a year. And there's like no motivation to find another
so they are scared, right, of losing their returns.
Yeah, and they're taking profit already, so they're just gonna be chilling. But we don't know how long they're gonna chill. But for now, they're just gonna like call it a year. And this is some of the buy and selling from retail institution as well.
YTL Power got hit hard as well, right?
Yeah, YTL Power, YTL Corp, foreigners are exiting hard already. And you can see that the banks, public bank, even maybe I didn't put over here, but then they have been actively buying those counters. Even Tenaga also, they have been buying it. Frontcan, you can see why it dropped is because foreigners are selling already. And another data center related company, which is Sime Darby Property, they also have been actively selling. So you can see that they're de-risking from this data center AI team kind of like stock, and they're going into more steady business like your banks.
Yeah.
So the takeaway over here is what's next? I already give you the answer already. The fund managers are chilling right now, so they are just gonna park their money probably in companies that it's have a more steady cash flow, more probably dividend paying, and that's their focus right now. They don't want to like go for another more risky bet. So that's why you can see that in general, the sectors are pretty muted over here. There's like no buying and selling already. Yeah, it's just like all the fund managers are just chilling on the side.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it.
So I think that the approach I would take is either you can chill with them, or you can start analyzing new companies that have been down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to prepare for the next 6 months, not the current.
Yes, exactly.
So the opinions of these fund managers can change. And if they start becoming bullish again, if you already have position in some of these stocks that have been beaten down unfairly, right, then you're ahead of them. So that's how I think about it. I think it's not necessarily the right thing to just copy what they do.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, just now we mentioned so that they are going for more real earnings, real cash flow, and that is also why is because they want to go for they are looking for companies that distribute dividends. So you can see that Jasa Kita is one.
Wow,
it's up like 28% in just 5 days, and the reason why is because they are distributing a very high dividend yield. I think it's around like 13% if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, probably you want to look for companies that is distributing dividends, and best if the dividends is actually increasing or improving quarter over quarter or year over year. So yeah, those are our takeaways for these poor or falling market sentiment for 2024. And before you guys go, we have our 20% off for Fire Pro.
So Fire Pro turns 2, yay. We've done quite a bit over the past couple of years. For example, we started off with, I think, 10 reports in 2022, August. 2023, the number went up to 36.
2023, 36, yeah.
And then this year,
60 plus.
63 or 67. I think we post August reports or write-ups will be 66, something like that. Our management notes, I think, is the biggest jump, right? Year 1 was 0. Year 0 was 0. Year 1 was, I think, about
50 something, 60 something,
right?
Then 200.
Then 260 something. But more importantly is the top 3 stocks, if you remember. The top 3 was, I think, something about 100%, then 30%, 36%, and 35% for the first year, year 1. And then for year 2, that number grew to 190%, I think 150%, and then about 80% the last one.
Yeah.
But even more important than that is that our clients have actually made money from these stocks like many times over, just because they spend 10 to 15 minutes reading some of the write-ups that we wrote, right? So I think August, the returns will drop, right? 59% is pretty good over the past couple of years. So as a reward for people following us, we would like to give you guys this 20% off. It will end on the 30th of August. So actually, it will appear, it will start from 27th of August all the way to the 30th. Anything else you want to add? Any reflections on these 2 years of Fire Pro?
Yeah, it's been growing quite, I would say it's rather smooth.
Yeah.
Everything has been going very well. And if you guys don't know, there's actually 3 portfolios in Fire Pro. Fire Pro, Catalyst, and also Boring. So Fire Pro, it is our best idea where we share to our members on companies that we think has good potential. It's actually reports or actually write-up that we deeply research about, and we share it in just 10 to 15 minutes. You can actually read the entire write-up and know about the company. Catalyst is more on the short-term catalyst. As the name suggests, we are just capitalizing on things that is happening at a very short period of time, and we want to capture that opportunity to, not to say make quick money. I mean, it is to make quick money, but then it's just to bet on certain news or even certain catalysts for that short period of time. Yeah. And the last one, Boring, which just now we mentioned about dividends, right? So if you are curious on what dividend companies that we are actually positive on, you can check out in the Boring portfolio. So far, everything has been up except for this one company over here, and they have been distributing dividends quite steadily. So if you are curious and you want to check out more on Fire Pro and you want to get a taste of it, you can read the free sample, which the links will be in the description and comments below.
And our write-ups are right 60% of the time. At the peak before the crash, the mini crash, it was closer to 70, 75%. So you get more rights than wrongs. So yeah, thought just put that in.
Yes.
But anyways, guys, thanks for staying. Thanks for all the support. Whether you sign up for Fire Pro or not, we're still always happy that you continue to support us. If you're watching all the way until the end, it means we know you are a top fan. And, we always appreciate your support. That's it, guys. See you in the next video.